welcome to another episode of Professor Winter's Library of Horrors. I, of course, am your host, Professor Alistair Winters, and this is my Library of Horrors, where once a week I go deep down into my vaults and provide you an example of the cinema of the horrific for your terror and amusement. As the night of nights, Halloween, Samhain, draws near, it seems only appropriate to begin tonight's episode with a bit of mixology. Some spirits to ward away the spirits, as you would. Tonight's drink is simple, and I call it Professor Winter's Tuesday Night. For this beverage, you will simply need a glass and a beer. Carefully open the beer. Pour it into the glass. It is a subtle concoction, but I quite enjoy it. You know, the art of mixology reminds me of the skill and deftness that goes into the potion brewing of my witchy kin, which seems appropriate because tonight's feature film is a throwback to year 5 of the fright-filled film festival, Season of the Witch. So without further ado, grab your broomsticks and your cauldrons and your familiars. To the viewing room. At the heart of every spell cast, of every potion brewed, is an act of will, of intent, choice. So what better way to honor the spirit of witchy cinema than to present you with such a choice? Tonight there are 2 debut films that you may choose from, but choose wisely. Our first feature is perhaps the most well-known, if not the first ever, example of found footage horror. Film students Eduardo Sánchez and Daniel Myrick realize that they find paranormal documentaries far more terrifying than fictional horror films, and seeks to create a film that emulates these documentaries. They start their own film company, Haxan Productions, as a throwback to the 1922 witch documentary, Haxan. The identities of the actors cast in their film are kept secret, and many people at the time believed the film to be real. The second option for tonight's frightful viewing goes to the tens. A young director named Robert Eggers has had multiple films rejected by studios for being too offbeat and strange. Edgar realizes that if he is to make a genre film, he needs to make it good, and in his own words, it has to be personal. He draws on his childhood fascination of the witchy folklore of his New Hampshire home as he begins to prepare the film. He becomes consumed with historical accuracy, and everything from the font of the film's title to the costumes and the lighting and the sets are accurate. He also insists on casting from England, so the accents of the cast are correct. This involves the casting of a young Anya Taylor-Joy in her cinematic debut. So tonight, the choice of what spooky cinematic spell we cast is up to you. Will it be Eduardo Sánchez and Daniel Myrick's found footage terror, The Blair Witch Project, or Robert Eggers' ghostly folktale, The Witch? The choice is up to you, but be careful and be mindful, for who knows what terrors lurk in the New England woods tonight.